And we're back with 2 cents review of The Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 10, where Steve is going to...
Home.
I believe Steve has prepared a speech of how fucking wrong he was
First,
and how he should listen to me.
First, I like to say I still was really fucked off with that episode. Still annoyed with it, and still found it very disappointing. But this episode, all my little problems I had just went away in one episode.
Do you know if the last one jerked you around, this one just gave you a full blowjob?
Yeah, the other one was like sexually teasing me, and it like in a bad, not in a necessarily good way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in a
it was
bad
kind of
way.
like it was just winding me up. But then this one just let me come all over its beautiful, beautiful breasts.
Can you stop rubbing your crotch when you say that?
That's disgusting.
But
no, this episode got the highest rating on IMDb of any of the Walking Dead episodes, and I can see why.
Well.
I don't know who directed it.
Well,
They get
I
various
will
different
say,
directors.
if you're listening to this on YouTube, which I will be posting on YouTube, as I always do, go back to our last episode, which is starting to get really popular because...
I lose my mind.
yeah, we get into a fight. Like, we actually had a full-blown argument. Probably the first time... I guess The Lord of the Rings was the last one we did, probably.
That was more of a
debate. This was more of an argument where we were both so polar opposite.
This wasn't pre-planned.
No.
Which I think an argument can't really be pre-planned.
No, like the Lord of the Rings one was more of a... Like, we'd had this debate 100 times, we just wanted to record it now.
Yeah.
But...
You're still wrong about that.
You know, fuck you. But I was watching the episode and I made some pretty notes on my computer to the left.
I do have a few little problems with it, obviously.
Yeah, well, let's start off with the first thing I noticed. Continuity. There was a continuity error in the first
You were fucking excited
2 minutes of the fucking show. And I will probably post pictures on the YouTube about it. But if you've noticed in the first scene where he notices Laurie... Oh, spoilers, by the way. Spoilers. There will be spoilers. Laurie dies. Oh, shit. Bruce Willis is a ghost. But no, he sees Laurie again in the first 2 minutes, and he goes to walk down some stairs, and he puts the M4 over his shoulders while with the barrel pointing to the sky. Now, the next scene of him is him at the graves where so-called Laurie is, and the barrel is pointing towards the floor. Yes, there is a possibility he swapped it over, but why the fuck would he? He wasn't planning to go to fight.
And nobody cares.
I care. Because it's the first continuity error I've really ever noticed.
That is sad.
Yeah.
I noticed one. Oh, fuck. I think it was in The Big Lebowski. No, I was watching it with my dad, and I was like, continuity error, rewind that shit, Dad!
Back it up!
I just love finding them. I just feel proud.
It's pretty fun. That's what I was very proud of myself. I'm just kind of sick of this Laurie thing. Like,
now, you see my point now, don't you? I like the fact he's having a mental breakdown.
Yeah,
I think it kind of takes...
I said that even about last episode, like, her appearing as a physical person
and in such detail.
Annoying.
In such detail. I know, obviously, they can't really fake it.
They did
real.
it so well with the phone.
Yeah.
Keep having that kind of shit happen where he doesn't see her.
He hears her or
like
something.
hears her voice or like Rick or something like that.
Yeah.
Or that's shit like going on. Like you know how we saw him in the episode like walking around the ground, not really doing anything. That was kind of it. Like his brain's just trying to work out how it's going to deal with this grief. Yeah. I like that. I know how they're gonna try and visually show it. And also, stupid audience.
I think him having a breakdown means, and obviously we see later in the episode where Glenn, it gives the other characters a chance to have the spotlight on them and develop.
Yes,
which is great, and I think it really helps because
it's helping the show.
Yeah, it's a really good thing. I just think how he's having the breakdown, the visions of Laurie are just getting annoying.
It might be because we hated Laurie so much, is why I don't want her back. It might be.
Yeah, every time I see her face, I'm like, you're a dick.
You're a bitch. Yeah.
I don't know,
but
yeah,
I don't know. One of the best things about this episode,
it's quite hard to come up with a creative way of having a mental breakdown.
I guess. I don't know. Like,
how the hell would anyone know how?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Like seeing visions is a bit over the top. I thought but I guess it's a way of them visualize, showing the audience what like.
But it does get a bit annoying.
Definitely, the best thing about this episode was Daryl and Mel's relationship.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, my favourite thing is just how you can see in Merle's eyes that he's realised that Daryl is his own man now. He doesn't need Merle.
No.
And I think that scares the shit out of Merle.
Yeah. He's realised that
like,
Daryl...
when they come across those survivors and...
Well, first of all, when Daryl's like, we're near the Yellow Jacket River.
Oh yeah, they're arguing about where
Yeah.
they are, and he's like, "God, you've lost your sense of direction." And no, he hasn't.
He's completely
You've lost
right.
your sense of
Yeah.
direction. Daryl is correct.
Yeah.
Well, I saw that Merle's been in that town for fucking ever, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So he hasn't been out scavenging and stuff.
Daryl's
Daryl's still been out
in the
there.
woods, like, still tracking, and so he's
Hunting and, you know.
he's been practicing his
Oh,
skills.
the thing that really wound me up, it was like they were looking for food, and Daryl's like, "We should just ransack those homes back there." He's like,
Yeah.
"Is that what
Your
Rick
new
would
friend.
do?" Yeah,
Is that your new friends told you to do that? It's like,
Like, yes,
it works.
I was like, I'm pretty sure you've probably been doing that as well for the governor.
Yeah.
It's probably not just been you gone.
If
I
you're
better
all
just get this
Noel
squirrel.
is-
Fuck.
Noel is unbelievably proud, and his way
He
is the
very
only
proud,
way.
yeah.
You can't. If I was in an apocalypse and someone said, "Oh, by the way, I've got hunting experience. We should do this for food," I'm like, "Yep, you're right, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll do what you ask."
And the scene where Daryl hears the baby crying,
And he obviously gets the little kick-ass,
a little
whatever
kick-ass
her
like
name is.
flashback, and
Yeah,
he,
it's like they got a fucking baby
and he's up there and he's just
kicking ass.
like that's when you realise that Daryl on his own would survive for a
Yeah.
really long time, like
long time.
just
He's my favourite character.
the
and there's only-
crossbow and the knife, and then kill of the fucking season, or fucking. I think it might be the best zombie kill I've seen.
Well, he slams the hood
car-
of the car down.
Oh my god, that like gave me a rock hard on when I saw that. I was like, yeah, I think because it's so like holy shit. I didn't expect him to do that. Like
I
you always
expected him to drag him out and stab him.
I thought he was gonna stab him or like pull him out and then maybe hit the boot on his like head a couple of
but
times.
Obviously, well, it's been almost a year since the apocalypse happened.
Yeah,
right?
the skin's rotted.
That's actually what I read an interesting science. It's actually a scientific article, and
It's not the one I
it's-
posted on 2 cents last night, was it?
no about they kind of did some studies and not that one
Oh, fair enough.
about what would actually they reckon sort of after like 18 months zombies would just die out because
Yeah, their
legs
bodies
would have just rot.
Yeah, they would
And
have
rigor
rotted too
mortis
much.
would set in and stuff.
They always argue though with like zombie viruses is that the virus is keeping dead cells alive.
Yeah.
Alive, they're keeping them functioning. So
Yeah.
they are kind of regenerating. They're not
It's
healing.
only the brain though,
Yeah. Well,
which is why zombie apocalypse could never happen.
for long.
No, it would never happen
I would always argue that the one
because they wouldn't be able to use their legs.
the one I always thought made most sense was like the 28 days rage. Not dead.
That's not coming
Just
back
like
to
a
life.
fever.
That's not coming back
No,
to
no,
life.
no, no. That,
It's like
they're more
rabies.
infected.
It's
Like a rabies
is
sort of thing. That's
yeah.
the one that always got me. Like one that's just where your brain's just gone fucking mental, and your body's like
You have
running
no
off
idea
adrenaline
what
for
you're doing.
Yeah, like they would survive maybe a week to a few days, but like they don't actually. They're not them anymore. They're just like this. Just the
No.
virus has got like mad cow disease almost.
Yeah, yeah.
That would make sense to me more than an actual dead
But
zombie
yeah,
coming back to
no.
life. But
Zombies coming back to life and walking around will never happen ever.
I would recommend people go to our Facebook page.
There was a
There's an article I posted about they've created a zombie cell in a lab because they
Literally.
could, and they've really got to stop it. But it's about a cell that replicates your cell
yeah.
better. It makes it better.
Ooh.
So it replicates your cell and makes it better against heat, water. So but technically you wouldn't have to eat for a longer time and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
Makes you stronger.
it makes you better, but it also kills your original cell
Oh,
like a cancer. So it's
risky
like they won't introduce the humans until they're like
until they've tested
affected
it
it
a
like
million
fucking
times.
crazy, yeah. But Merle in that scene, going back to The Walking Dead, Merle in the scene where he's not wasting one bullet. He's like just watching how Daryl's changed into this.
Yeah, he's just chilling.
Man
out.
who
He's
wants-
chilling out.
He's like just slowly walking in with
Yeah.
his 6-shooter, just like being interested that
Daryl has become this badass motherfucker.
yeah,
Basically.
that he wants to help.
Yeah.
That like Merle. You find out later on, him and Merle were planning to rob that camp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I found that
big-
interesting and believable.
Oh,
Completely
very believable, especially when how you first meet Daryl.
Daryl's a kind of a bit of a dick in the
Oh,
first
he
season.
is. He latches on to the first form of authority, I think. And
Yeah.
it was obviously his brother for a long time in his life, and then Rick came along.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And he became Rick's right hand man.
I would like to go to talk about Glenn for a little bit. Like in this episode, I understand he's upset and stuff, but
Yeah.
he is actually kind of being a badass. Like the idea of going out and just taking out the governor. It made sense to me.
I
time.
think I completely understand the reasoning behind him wanting to do it, but I think from a group perspective, it was a shit idea.
Especially since he's
now
as he
technically understudy leader.
He's technically the one in charge because Daryl's gone and Rick's fucking walking crazy town, as they say. Which I like that line.
I like that line, but I understand why Glenn would want to, because if that was like a girlfriend of mine. You basically blind rage.
Well, but the thing is, he's got to be clever about it. But I love how he goes to Michonne. He's not being stupid. He's not like getting a car and just driving through into Woodbury and machine and just firing
it somewhat.
He's like, he goes to Michonne. You know where his apartment is. You knew how you get in. Let's go in. Let's take him out. And Michonne's like, yeah, let's do that then. But Herschel pissed me off a lot in this episode.
Really?
In a good and a bad. Yeah. Well, the main thing was he mentioned 3 times that they should leave the prison. 3 times. He's like, the governor's on his way, we should leave. No, you should stay in a fortified prison.
I must admit.
I
must admit, they spent how... Johnny's dying, everyone. Shit, boy. But, no, I would, I'd rather, honestly, with what they'd been through on the road, I'd fucking rather get a bullet in my head defending the prison than spend any amount of time out on the road.
They make the point. Glenn makes the point. What are you going to do? The baby's going to be ringing the dinner bell every 10 minutes. He can't run anymore.
No food.
There's no food.
It's summer at the moment, but it will soon be autumn and winter.
Yeah. And if you leave and then come back, that prison's going to be taken over by the governor.
You've got... The prison, you got a good thing going. If
yeah.
worst comes to worst, you lock yourself in a cell block and the governor can't get anywhere near you. This kind of sucks, but you're still inside and you can just
their reasoning is like the catacombs are like like full of walkers. I'm like, yeah, but that's still a metal gate that's designed to handle prison riots of clever, intelligent human beings trying to get through.
Stuff with
just walker. Yeah, you could those corridors. Let's say they could fit, I don't know, wide. Let's say 6-7 people at most.
Yeah.
Even if you have 100 walkers pushing from the back, that's not going to break solid steel.
No.
Yeah.
But they cleared it out before.
Yeah, and they could just do it again. That's it's going to take a while. They need some more. They had a lot more people.
They need to, because you discover when Tyrese finds the prison that
there's like a whole huge.
It looks like, I think it must.
It was a fire, wasn't it? They said.
Or an explosion of some description.
Like gas explosion or
a fire wouldn't destroy prison. There's nothing flammable in it.
I think they said something. Didn't they say something about gas explosion?
It might have been, yeah.
Or something like they heard it, or I can't remember. I can't remember 100%.
But
where the fuck is Tyrese, by the way, in this episode? I just noticed that.
Well, at the end, when Rick has his breakdown, they kick him out into the other section. But I would have thought they would be.
Did they kick him? Like I thought
they kick him out of the prison.
I thought they took him outside.
No.
Like, to let Rick cool down. It looks like they've kicked them out.
No, because when Rick's having his meltdown, they back away into the other section of the prison.
No, they don't. They go out the front.
No, they don't.
They go out the front door. The door that they always come in from, the one that leads outside.
Yeah, but that leads to another section of the prison as well. It's not just the front
door. It leads outside round into the courtyard.
Yeah, but it also leads to another section of the prison where the criminals stayed.
No, that was the other way. That was the way that Glenn and... it was. Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, I guess they're just taken outside. But also, you'd think they would show Tyrese at least once, just even if they had kicked him out, or even if in another prison. As soon as gunshots started, you'd think he would try and.
No, if I heard gunshots, I'd hide.
Well, yeah, but his whole thing earlier was like, we will help you fight off these people if they come, didn't he? That's how he was bargaining with Rick.
I still think they should have brought him into the fold.
They should have. Rick wasn't clearly thinking well, but like
it's difficult though.
If you were Tyrese and you heard these gunshots to prove that you were going to be a good asset, I would probably come out and try and help.
Yeah,
but
we need to have a butcher's, see what's going on.
Yeah,
it's weird how they didn't. They could have had just a 2-minute segment just to explain where they'd gone.
Yeah,
just
it would be nice. Like someone just mentioned, like, I can't believe we made them leave. Or like that, they'd have been really useful to have them at this point.
Have you seen anything have you heard anything about Tyrese's group since we moved them to the other section of the prison?
Yeah, or
the other cell block.
Yeah, or like, when they're setting up like barricading and go, we could really use Tyrese at this point. Something like that. Just like they didn't even mention it. It's like they didn't even exist, even though they kicked 4 human beings out of the prison, pretty much to their death.
Yeah, although they will.
They'll come back. They've got to come back. Yeah. Otherwise, they wouldn't have called him Tyrese. They would have called him Mel or something.
I think the fact that Daryl and Mel are now back, hopefully that'll Rick will get over his little
Tiff.
epi
Yeah,
that
I
he's
hope
having.
so.
And hopefully
But
they'll
that
get Tyrese, and then they've actually got a big enough group to challenge the
they
governor.
have an army pretty much at
Yeah,
that point.
they can challenge the governor at
A
that point.
stealth army.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like the last 15, 20 minutes of this
Oh, it was
episode, it's just a
fucking epic.
shootout. Like, they killed the beard, the mustachy guy.
Will fucking what's her name? Carol. Will Carol
She
ever
don't
find
give
a man?
shit,
Will she
man.
ever find a nice man to settle down with during the apocalypse?
Oh,
Glenn has.
it makes me feel so like sorry for they're so good in this show of making you like a character before they kill him.
Because he was just starting.
He was getting character development.
Yeah.
And I was like,
He was
this
just
is
starting to become
interesting.
He was becoming one of the members of the group, and he was willing to go with Glenn
Yes.
to help. He was willing to contribute, and he seems to have kind of
He become a part of the group.
and he was
Be
flirting
friendly.
around with Carol. And
Yeah.
I don't really trust him. I think he's a bit creepy, but
That might just because he was locked up in prison for a
Yeah,
long
he
time,
was-
and he's horny as hell.
yeah, he's kind of proving, and he's helping Carol with everything.
I think
and he gets a fucking bullet in his head.
I know from the
It's
show.
like shit,
I did
but-
point out in the show though where like he's like, I have no idea how to use this gun, and she goes, "Yeah, it's loaded," and then just hands it back. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Bitch, please, you didn't teach him anything."
Or you just load it for him.
Yeah, hopefully something he already knew. The gun was loaded.
Yeah.
But yeah, the shootout at the end with Herschel's near Rick because Rick's outside the prison.
I thought Herschel was going to die.
Yeah,
I thought he was a goner.
I did, and
Thank
the
God
governor
he's back.
kills the beardy guy, and then what was his name?
Oh god, they got Michonne as well. If they bring Tyrese, Daryl, Mel, Michonne, they've got a fucking
Holy shit, they got a badass team, man. Like they got like probably and
Yay, Team Prison! Woo!
they got like and the girls in it are also badass. Like
Okay, you know how I moaned about how the governor would attack the prison?
yeah,
I thought bringing the walkers in
was
and just
genius.
leaving them. I thought actually, because you know I was moaning about the war thing.
Yeah,
I liked that.
dude.
They did it properly.
The best, the
They
thing,
didn't cut any
the best thing about
corners.
this episode was that it was so-called war. The
Yeah.
thing you were complaining about last episode.
Yeah, no, but they did it.
cleverly.
They did it more cleverly than I could ever imagine them doing it.
Well, like
And
so.
the governor didn't just charge in there and try and kill everyone.
Well, the governor like
because he clearly realised that there was
sniping
there was some retaliation.
Yeah,
and
and
they were actually more armed.
They
than
just had it
assumed.
where like they like, you know they were, he was just firing into the air basically ringing the dinner bell for the walkers.
Yeah.
And then this massive like armored truck comes
I
smashing
thought that
into the
was
prison.
Daryl, but it's not his style.
Yeah, but they had it where he smashed into prison, and I was like, it just stops. Everything's quiet. Herschel's on the ground because obviously his leg's missing.
Yeah.
And then just walkers pour out of this van,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, fuck.
Fuck no.
Like, people are one thing. People are, even with guns, they're like an easier way to die, I guess. You know.
Oh, you get shot in the head, you're not going to know much about it.
Yeah. Well, getting ripped apart by a walker sounds horrible.
And knowing that you'll come.
And
back as
also,
one.
the prison's now completely compromised. The front gates, 2 front gates, are completely
Fucked.
wrecked. You
and
can't
there's
fix
just walkers
that.
pouring in.
Yeah, because the dinner bells have just been rung by the machine gun fire.
Yeah.
Obviously, luckily they save everyone, and no one dies apart from the beardy man and the guy who was on the watchtower who got
Yeah,
shot
no one
by
really
the
gives
girl,
a fuck about
by
him.
Maggie. Maggie, who in this episode I thought was a bitch. I know
Yeah, I didn't get the
people
rationale
are going to
behind
complain,
her.
like, okay, like she
She was practically raped, so
What-
and
what-
she had to listen to her boyfriend get the shit beat out. of her.
Yeah, okay.
It sucks. It's
The-
bad.
In a world where people are eating people, having to show your breast to a guy you don't really want to show your breast to, shouldn't be that traumatic. And I don't understand why she's being such a
bitch to Glenn.
Glenn's done nothing wrong.
Glenn fucking saved their
Nothing wrong.
lives.
Like
Glenn saved their lives with the bones.
she's like, he didn't rape me. Happy now? I'm like, yes, he's happy because he thought you were raped. Like, dude, like, what? Calm down, Maggie. I know. I'm sure. Yeah, give some time to heal.
Fucking hell.
Fair enough. Don't be a dick
You're
to Glenn.
pissed at
Glenn's done
Nanny?
nothing.
You're pissed at Nanny boy.
like-
you're pissed at Maggie boy.
I am, because Glenn is doing his best, and she is putting a brick wall up in every direction. Even though
She is a woman.
I know she's a woman, but like,
offense to
I
our
thought she
female
was better
listeners.
than this, being a mopey little bitch.
I thought she was stronger than Glenn. She was stronger. She was stronger than Glenn at one point. She
yeah.
was more of a fucking man, and she had more balls than Glenn at one point. And now she's being fucking.
Now she's
crap.
like.
I understand that she'd feel like shit, but She got a really nice guy. The world's gone to shit, and she got a guy that loves her.
Yeah, like
how
if Glenn
fucking lucky
had
are you?
gone like, I wasn't going to give up the prison, you shouldn't have either. That
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Then I can understand her being, well, you. But he's gone. I understand why you did it.
And
I
even Rick said
understand
to
it
Glenn, he
sucks.
said, "I'm sorry, I had to say I was going to die."
Yeah, it's like, dude,
He's like,
don't worry
shut
about
up.
it. We've got this. You know,
Yeah.
we sorted this. But I don't know. That's my little rant about Maggie. I thought she was being a real bitch, and I'd like to hear people's opinions on that because
I do agree.
I'm getting it from a wrong
disappointed,
angle.
because she is a strong
Female.
character.
Well, she takes out the guard tower guy.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm glad that, as you said in the episode,
I was really-
it's nice to
we were
see
saying-
that the women are like fighting. They haven't
Yeah,
in the
and
TV
Carl
show
as well.
pushed into one side. The kids and the women are defending.
Which is how it would be.
Everyone
every able
hands on
body,
deck.
every able body that could carry a weapon, a gun, and use it would use it.
Yeah,
I think it's great. There's no sexist prejudice at all. It's like literally, Carol is on the front line with Rick,
yeah, just as much.
you know, and there's no everyone is defending that prison.
and Carol using the guy's dead body as a shield
was
genius.
genius. I didn't think of that.
Like, I wouldn't have thought of that. If
Straight
like, a
up that
friend
quickly.
who had just made,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought of that.
I'd have ran.
Yeah, I would have probably
And probably got
jumped.
shot.
Yeah, probably got ran and shot and stuff. But I thought Rick was in real trouble when the walker started
Oh
attacking.
yes, but guess who came coming?
We'll get to that. Okay, Kevin. First of all, why did he only have 3 bullets in his 6-shooter? Unless
Why would he? Unless they're running out of ammo, I don't know.
They did say they're low on ammo, but then you'd think he would be clever enough to have another gun on his belt.
Or he had a machete
Or a
at one
knife.
point.
Yes, he did, didn't he?
He had a
Like,
fucking. He chopped someone's head in half with a fucking.
I guess it's because he wasn't planning to fight. But then
No,
why
the
would he
thing-
even take the M4 with
To
him?
be fair, he lost his mind.
Yeah, like, I
But
hope
the
they
thing,
put-
if I was in a box, even if I had all the guns in the box, I'd still carry
Always.
a big Bowie knife or something
Yeah.
on my belt.
Even
always.
a small pocket knife at some point
Yeah.
is going to be helpful. You know.
Anything, just
But-
anything. Even if I know I'm pretty much dead, I can just fight until
I just
die.
love finally, Rick stops pistol whipping motherfuckers with that massive fucking gun.
Yeah.
Just bang, just
Yeah.
right in the face of walkers, killing them left and right. And then, yep, I thought he was a goner.
Oh
and who
boy,
comes back?
Daryl shows up.
Daryl and Merle, the gruesome twosome.
Yes.
They just kicked ass, and the episode ends with Rick thoroughly pissed off
Yeah.
that the prison's almost completely
Well,
compromised
he
now.
lost his wife and almost lost
His son,
his baby.
and it's like
They've lost people.
it's the fact that like, and we were saying like Merle, Dal, and Rick, they are 3 guys you do not want to fuck with.
No.
like because Daryl will take orders, and to be honest, I hope Rick doesn't get all up in Merle's face. Merle did save him, and Merle has now got a vendetta against the governor.
Yeah.
It looks like they do.
And the thing about Daryl, he's the perfect position to play
Like,
middleman.
Yeah,
Because
the buffer zone almost.
Because he threatened Mel in the episode. He was ready to kill him almost. He had the
Yeah.
fucking crossbow to the back of his head. So Daryl will defend the group against Mel if it came to it.
Yeah,
But he's also able to negotiate with him because Mel is the only person Mel will ever listen to properly is Daryl.
yeah, definitely.
Especially now he's a bit more independent. He's scared he's going to lose him.
Exactly.
So I think Daryl will be able to bring Mel into the fold. Unless he's a fucking twat.
yeah, I hope
Which he
not.
is, though,
He
to
is
be
a
fair.
twat, but I hope he doesn't. Like,
Well, you see him gearing up with he puts
Yeah,
a knife. He
yeah,
gets a knife off someone.
yeah, like,
Michonne's not going to be happy to see Mel.
and neither is Glenn, dude. Glenn
Oh, yeah, true.
got the shit kicked out of him.
True.
Like, I don't know. Overall, I think it's one of the best episodes I've ever seen of The Walking
TV.
Dead. And it's one of the closest ones to TV. Like, I've watched the episode like 3 or 4 times now. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
Like, I love it.
Some of the talking parts get boring the third time.
Yeah.
But it's only
do
because
skip it.
you
know the
watched
story
it,
now. Yeah.
When you first time you watch it, it's the anticipation. When I watched it that
So,
Monday.
you're back into The Walking Dead?
I was never not
You're
in it.
proven wrong?
I was just
You
worried.
admitted
My
defeat?
my fears were my fears
I need a
were
moustache to twirl.
my fears were taken away, if you will.
Fair enough.
I was fucking happy with the episode, man.
Lovely, Johnny.
It brought it back to where I wanted it to go.
Good.
And it introduced the war thing really well.
Good.
The government charged in there
I
like
knew
a
that was
twat.
going to happen.
It wasn't, it was just, it's subtle. It's
The government's not an idiot.
It's a hit and run
Yeah.
exercise, which it would be.
It's like
And
guerrilla
that's
warfare, wasn't
yeah.
it? That's what it was.
And I was like, fucking yes. And now Rick has a perfect reason to retaliate now.
Yeah,
Now he has a justifiable reason to go back and say, fuck you.
fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and this is my prison.
And these two can't coexist now.
No.
There's no way.
No.
There's any chance of them ever working together is fucked.
So that's our review.
Yeah, that was lengthy, but-
if you're watching this on YouTube, the link to the last episode will be put in the top left hand corner, and if you want to listen to our podcast, where this is reviews from, it's in the description below. And the guys who listen to it on the podcast, you've come to the right place.
Oh yeah.
So we'll be right back talking about the PS4 and the
Google glasses.
Google glasses. We'll be right back.